Today on the 1st of December 2021. Happy new month. To all the one that will celebrate birthday inside this month, we want to say happy birthday in advance. Today, we want to go to Parliament. We know say inside last week, we deal with the 2022 budget hearing. We begin a Parliament, the debate, and all the things them where we able to pick one thing them for can lay a table. Well, Friday na be the last day we then for discuss and debate them. Before now, then go into committee level for see how Uda forget waiting and waiting the person forget and ministry. Well, that particular day, thing them be happen. Let us not forget say, if Salonde Usai did like today, two party them, na den do rule the APC and the SLPP. Well, sometimes the SLPP can say, oh no, do better. APC na they don't do say, then go one party system all and all those things. But if we want to check originally who that then start, and the SLPP. For go say, we need for the on we own. And who say we don't do like it today. We can't boast of good road, water, light, hospital, even with daily living. And then two parties don't they handle we. Friday na Parliament, the APC say, you know what thing? Corruption, the inside Ministry of Finance. The amount that they can tell we say that they pay and debts. You know, look, they add up. And we, APC, if we say just don't look out then a Parliament, for can jaga then small, you go out. Because what thing do? The people them within a finance, na strong SLPP member them. And then that reason they go out for make we go them. And if we say we go rely on ACC, well, it look like say the Boston Finance and the one at ACC na the same tongue then come out and all these things. APC they point out. The Deputy Leader of Government Business, Honorable Siliki, he get for remind APC, say APC, what you na de going Allah the talk to na the talk so. Una self no do not to so una do. But what be there na we deal with una like say na government business, not to politics business. But APC they say they're not going to able to deal with them. Because they no say they go get a free pass. But then say they want for make them investigate them by that debts where they can say then they pay. If you remember now, we'll be deal with her not so. For say the principal they pay, but the interest they pay more. So and so then two begin talk. And now they begin pointing finger. Say, wait. Una can force. Una meet we. We don't let all the road projects them. Road project to una not done. Who side them points? The Toke God Rich Road. Well, Sabida Road today. The small side we don't left 30 day. Then two road and the Hill Bypass Road. Then two road then the longest road that we don't see dome from Alhaji Ahmed Tijan Kaba in Tem. Teto today the road they not done it. So SLPP they point finger say money be they safe. Who say una put the money? Oh na not done the road. Now una one can point say pandet business. We see them. Would they look at them? First them, then they campaign say they all pay the need for common road. For left the young one them. And our future generation, the young one, and they for lead. Let me watch in parliament now. Even the deputy speaker, Honorable Solomon Singapore Thomas, is a young man. Let me watch. Amos Ulupaden did this right now. But the young ones are there. Whose changes with the young one they don't make in a parliament? I don't know. Next campaign, what's in the political party then go for can use o. Because that word change. I don't know. What's in political parties then get for use now for sell to we. Because the change, not the change. Let's take Queen of Parliament. Let we listen how 98.1 present this story. And we serve in our young wisdom. We go break and down to the simplest form so that we all go understand. Okay. Let us listen.
Friday, November 26, 2021. Now the last date, we member of parliament them done for look inside the year 2022 budget where the Ministry of Finance will go in a parliament. Inside this debate, different member of parliament them will continue for talk about the difference in them when they think about this budget. We immediately talk about the debt where the country gets. The chairman for Water Resources Committee in Parliament, Honorable Lahai Mara, say government need for investigate the Ministry of Finance because plenty corruption is said they happen inside the debt where the country gets.
Mr. Speaker, we need to investigate debt.
Okay. Honorable Lahai Mara na in the talk so. They tell the Speaker of Parliament say they need for investigate debt. The debts where the country owe. When Ministry of Finance say then they pay. He say they need for investigate them. But again, na the head for the Water Resource Committee na Parliament. So I go count to them. Because in self-yon side way they overlook. It's not correct. But let me see who signed the point finger for SPA. Let me look there. He said the debt they need for investigate them. Why? Honorable Maradi tell we.
It is very much serious and important. That
he said it's serious and important for make Parliament investigate the debt.
there is huge corruption hiding under debt.
He said huge heleba beberebe corruption yuki dakade business hide under debt business. What me say na Honorable Mara na in the talk. Huge corruption. He say he hide under this debt business. Why you talk that?
Mr. Speaker, let me just refer you to paragraph 30 of this budget.
Okay, so now he say making read from paragraph 30 inside the budget. Why in feel to say corruption dey inside the debt we say we dey pay?
It is stated there to finance the deficit.
He say he write inside they say for make we go able for put money inside this one way no look correct when at the deficit.
876 billion of foreign loans should be used.
He says 787 billion na then go use.
You know what? In that very year, we are going to make a repayment of 611 billion.
He say inside that year they back, we go pay back that money 611 billion. This now what's in the say we call say corruption did.
What does that mean? That we are only using 256 billion to finance the budget.
Okay. He say, would they go take loan of 787, then the same year back, we they pay 611. So now 250 something billion, now no more we use. Per that year they pay the money. Okay, this month I can't trust to you 5,000 for this month. But I tell you say before the month they done, I guess until I want go do, and they can pay you back 3,000. But that time the profits not carry to. Then I wait your honorable Maradi say. But I told the month one that I go pay you back 3,000, but I still owe you 2,000. Eh? So, in they say, now just the 2,000, I go pay the budget. Balanja left. But let's pay attention, yeah?
Mr. Speaker, that repayment of 611 billion was without what? Interest payment.
Okay. He say the repayment of 611 billion inside the budget, then right and they say as repayment. And they say na interest payment. The 611 na interest payment. But when they go through sir, they say for can finance the budget. Okay.
Adding interest to that, it means all what we are taking as loan, we are paying them now.
He say, so when you look at him, it's like say, all the way to they go take like loan, or they pay them back. What to go take, the same time or they give back. But remember, interest they pantapam.
We need to investigate the Ministry of Finance.
He says, so we need for investigate the Ministry of Finance. All right.
Mr. Speaker, again, out of reports on the general purpose financial statements,
He said the reports by the general purpose financial statement
and the total debtors, Mr. Speaker, 149 billion loans was missing.
He said 149 billion loans lost like salt na plazas. You know, Siam, he missing.
Honorable Lahai Mara, Chairman for Water Resources Committee na Parliament carry on say, Parliament not get the capacity for investigate the ministry because plenty of the people them where they aid some of the committee them na SLPP member them.
May I call on Parliament? I will say no.
He say for make us say let we call them kind of Parliament make we can prendre. He say I go say no. No, we not go bring them kind of ya. Wetin do?
We don't have the capacity.
He said because we not get the capacity. How can you say Parliament not get capacity for utu person for make you know how this money business they go about? I go say so. Honorable man, tell Wiba.
Mr. Speaker, the chairman of the finance committee is SLPP.
He said because the chairman of the finance committee na SLPP. Okay? The chairman of the finance committee na SLPP. What's in again?
The chairman of the transparency committee is SLPP.
He says, so if we go do and come, the finance committee, na SLPP, the transparency committee, na SLPP, the chairman na SLPP.
And you, Mr. Chief Speaker, you are the chairman for the public account committee. You know.
He said, even you say, Mr. Speaker, you, the deputy speaker, Singapore, Honorable Thomas. He said, you know, chairman, and he said, na SLPP back.
Who you are? We don't have the capacity to investigate Ministry of Finance.
So, why I don't tell now all this, I go repeat and say, we Parliament will not get the capacity for investigate this talk when we don't carry it so about the Ministry of Finance.
What about the anti-corruption?
He say, you go say, well, let's send them go anti-corruption. Make anti-corruption, well, deal with this matter.
The boss is from Kailaun.
He say, but anti-corruption, the boss way they na Kailaun na e comot.
And presently, the Minister of Finance, Mr. Speaker, is the regional chairman for the Eastern region for the SLPP.
He say, but even the person who they talk about, who they look by now, pan the political party say, the Eastern Region chairman, na in the person dey. So I go think say the anti-corruption boss, go pran that person dey. Okay.
We immediately respond to Honorable Lahai Mara, the Deputy Leader of Government Business, Honorable Bashiru Siliki, and Dixon Rogers, Chief Whip, say not to the first time this tenkaitiya they happen, and say APC self don't do the same thing during the time with them in the rule, and self now remember them, may they add some of them committee.
The Chief Whip of APC.
Okay. Now, fire back from the opposite side. Honorable Laemara, what he talk about, he say corruption, they assign a finance. He say the way out then they go loan, out then they pay the loan and all them things, then they feel to say, then supposed to investigate them. He say, but Parliament not go get the capacity because all the big allejo them, where they before wait for all this finance, better one, for make we go know. He say they want SLPP. So if they want go there, then go begin talk SLPP language. Well, from the opposing side, let's listen the fire back now. Honorable Siliki
was the chairman for transparency and accountability.
He said the same way APC been there. Now the same thing they do. That 10 day, the chairman for the transparency, he said that them be the leader.
That is what it has been. So I want the public to know. Yes?
He said, I want the public for know. Me and you. Let we know today, say, waiting Honorable I talk so. Honorable Siliki say, that's so be the happy intraday back.
Honorable Mara is contributing to the nation as if it is not SLPP that introduced the new thing. It is not.
He say, now the one can talk like a for say, now we introduce them. They want talk like say now we introduce them. Not so we introduce them. Now waiting them been done they do. Now we continue so. Would they hear? But on the side of waiting in the talk show, now where in the talk say the capacity not there. Because maybe they still wait for address the allegation of the corruption where Honorable Mara talk about. But Honorable Siliki now they tell we say this one way they talk say capacity not in a parliament because waiting do all the one the way they lead, the one the way for jaga finance, the online SLPP. So now in that aspect the income for can defend say, but now so na be they do. Why you can talk against her now?
That is simply used to do. I is simply
okay, now the same thing they use for do. Don't know one can talk to the public like if I say we now we introduce them. Alright? You know see the audio bad, but are they help you now? Yeah?
We have regional officers and chief whip officers.
He said then the regional officers there and chief whip officers there, that be the APC. Now so it be the happen na parliament.
We are ministers and deputy ministers.
And then we even get ministers and deputy ministers there when I be APC people there.
But we do not treat them as politicians.
He said, but we not treat them like say they are politicians.
We treat them in their official capacity.
It will be treat them in their official capacity. We not treat them like politicians. We treat them in their official capacity as the minister or whatever way the person being carried at that time. So now that one day, Honorable Siliki want make me and you understand what thing be happen today. With APC now they point finger. So they don't get capacity for can question because all them big allejo they are. Now waiting, SLPP them. I don't want for make Honorable Lai Marakan politicize this particular talk here.
Honorable Francis Abendu, na member of Parliament for constituency 027 at Konode Street. Inside in statement, he say, there as Kono people appreciate where the president don't go turn dirty for build the Kono University, but say where he camp electricity, Kono na the darkest district na Salone.
Kono, we are very much happy about the university.
Yes, Honorable Bendu. Glad for the university. But not forget to, now the Tino more than go turn. Okay?
And recently, the president was in Kono to turn the sword.
Okay, now the dirty turner.
MPs were part of it. We appreciate it. And we pray that the process will be fast-tracked for the benefit of our people.
We all pray. Say this particular tondoti, the process go waka quick. So we go see her with your own kolo item.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, the energy sector. We all saw the effort and progress made so far in the energy sector by His Excellency the President, by the Minister, so on and so forth.
Okay. Konen at the darkest city. That's not from the opposing side. Well, now, they get now for say the president don't do better one for energy than Sierra Leone. It depends on who say you dey. Now you go agree or you go disagree. And as long as you know they enjoy them, you not go agree. But the person where they enjoy them go tell you say lights day in us alone. The person when no they enjoy them go tell you say lights no day. Because me no they see her. EDSA go tell you say now then they distribute 24 hours then they give. If you no get, no me say the next man no get. If you no get, let me say the next man no get. Okay. Now they go.
The minister will provide the machines, they will provide the electrifications, facilities within communities, so on and so forth. But there is nobody to monitor whether the facilities provided in those communities are enjoyed.
Okay. So the minister, the government, then go provide all things. But nobody know there for monitor. Not forget, say Parliament itself get oversight committee. Where they self work there for monitor. Because some of them project here, some na loan. Some with the people they suffer. If we they pay for light, we will know they get. Somebody there for monitor no. Well, somebody for monitor. Forgive na one. Forgive. But my dear, you don't get down, you're on your own. Okay.
By the people. Example of that is Kono District, that happens to be the darkest city in Sierra Leone for now. We only enjoy electricity when we have high-profile government officials visiting Kono District.
Okay. That one they all ciphers. Let me say put me on here. When high profile, let's just say the president. Because I like minister, they go say, beg you. When president they go any side, trust me, you they see change yonder before the president come. Before the president reach day, changes the day. Me, I go tell you, even Nawatalo, the district council road, I bad tay left, I jaga. But one hospital they up yonder where they can go. From the previous administration to even this one, if they say the president get for Kayanda, then they can grade the road better one. You go drive under fine. The next time on a grade, and they can grade and not come, then everything I for day. But again, 2-3 months, it don't go bad back. And that's what they say as we speak right now, that's what it is. You know how most people they don't for doing with bike? But let them say just no, the president they can then they can grade them back. So in the talk for Kono, say the only time Kono they enjoy light. Now we be say high profile they can then give them light. So when go, oh Kono get light. For me I come to your left, Kono get light. That's it, Kono get light. Plenty areas there. What's high profile get for good day? They know how for cook the system. They know how for cook the system. So, who they deceive Unaya? Because not only the people who we they suffer, they suffer. But to themselves, the one that are there within the powers that be. Who they fool who they deceive who. Where at the end of the day, if now the president's kaya, I like them go say, hey, pa, the road for Kaopia not correct to. Not to the road for Kaopia not correct the president's wakapa. Because they don't grade and done. When they grade and done, where the presidents go, you know they sit down there. But you see them go cry, say, oh, what no there? And say, okay, well, the minister we're responsible for our business. Yes, we they try, we they work on them and all this. More than they work on things them. But when you want to look back, saloon problem is not easy for solve. Because every area. But again, if you say one solve all thing one thing, well, ain't that. Ain't that too? But now listen. Say, the only time they enjoy lights na kono, na where high profile person, they come. The only time where we own road. And this Triple A. This na road where money don't pay for. This road na Waterloo. Yes, right now they inside the village. And inside the village. Let us use them the kind of the old road. But again, the road from the post office, police station, will lead to the district council headquarter office. Roundabout the all. The road not correct. It's not correct. Today not correct to man. Let alone now how they lead Namios. Yeah. Go share with that one day. Sometimes they do the party go fend me, then go grade the road, not to so. Now they go yeah.
Road. Now one, we member of parliament them raise concern board. Who side and say, up till now this government not able finish. The balance road them where the past government we don't start. And this now be the answer where the deputy leader of government business, Honorable Bashiru Siliki, Bingi.
Okay. Now they come by the road business. They come by the road business now. Don't come up at that light. So, APC the point finger by SLPP say, look una, we will left road project them. Oh, una don't come, say una don't do. Una able done the road then safe. Una able done there. How come so una not go able done the road then? Road thing the whole left na table. Honorable Siliki say, APC, una mass una break force. Na massa. Dear, say that. Danka, small. Not push. Because you look one forget. Make I remind you ba.
Mr. Speaker, honorable members, I believe and strongly believe that government is continuity.
He say me, Honorable Siliki believe say, government na continuity. That is true. Because the APC they point finger now say, then go project them. I must say they don't do now. A little over 3 years. No, now little. Who tell you little? Now 4 years now in the council. They say little over 3 years. He said they don't do nothing for down the road there. Honorable Siliki, one put straight. In belief say government na continuity.
The good things you started will continue.
The good thing when APC don't begin, then go continue. Take note. He said the good thing. When mean say the bad thing where APC be they do. Then no go do. But he said the good thing where them be don't begin, then go continue.
And the things you did that are not right definitely will have to readjust.
The one when are the bad one, when not correct, we go readjust them. We SLPP, and we they readjust. Una APC, where they go?
The Toke Lumley Road, Mr. Speaker.
The Toke Lumley Road. That road there, I don't tell you na just no say, na from Hamad Tijan Kaba in Tem.
Before His Excellency, the late President, was handing over power, we have constructed the Waterloo-Tokyo Road.
He said before the late Ahmed Tijan Kaba, they hand over power. Then we don't construct from Waterloo to Tokyo. That one they be done. Which one will be left? Godrich to Tokyo.
And the second phase was to construct the Lomley-Tokyo. Until now, Mr. Speaker, we're struggling with that road.
He said 30 days with a struggle with that same road today. We be don't do we own part. Second phase, the APC for can complete her. 30 days, we dey na power now. With a struggling with that road. I tell you, say then 2 roads in the deal bypassing down there. I don't know 2 for do for make you don't know.
We inherited that road at Bobo.
Okay. We inherited the road. Okay.
11 years after.
11 years.
After the met funding.
He say after them be meet funding. Alaji Sila they ask say if the funds then be there for complete the project. Well, Honorable Siliki say the APC meet funding for finish that road day. He said they meet funding. Okay?
It's just to tell you, roads you inherited funding for, you diverted those fundings to other proposals.
Oh. He said road wanna meet funding for. Una divert to other thing there. The APC. Una divert. This na diversion. It's una meet funding for the road. Una diverter. Then today, una one can talk.
Mr. Speaker, I heard the leader of the opposition saying they constructed the township roads. I agree, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, the leader of the opposition, Honorable Chei Koko, say, na then construct township roads then. I want for agree, Mr. Speaker.
What you did it just to gain political favors.
Okay, so now, he said the township road them, where the APC say then do, na politics make them do am. Because they do am for gain political favor. The APC. So the township road they wanna go and make. Now for make una gain political favor. Okay, alright.
After all the contribution and recommendation them by Member of Parliament, the Deputy Minister of Finance, Sheikh Ahmed Fantamadi Bangura, end up say the ministry go take all the recommendation them serious. We go help them inside and work. For the Society for Radio Democracy, Mina Usman Kamara, the reports.
We want to tell Usman Kamara thank you. And Radio Democracy not through them we able for. If you be watch the presentation that day, Honorable Siliki, it be call areas them where the APC do the township road them. We mostly na the north and few other areas them. So na make him be say na political favor na then they do am for. So we own area then we not get good road. Freeton safe. Not able knock chest for good road force. If Freeton one knock chest, pass say oh we get Hill bypass we get the Regent Grafton Road. What's that again? We get the IMAT Road. The Peninsula Road. You get the highway not correct. Then the neighborhood roads and the community roads them. Please. The only side I feel say yes na Kisi. For go that Crecia, the old road Tego Kalbatong, Tego, I think Allington. That road they own. Kudos. If not so, all the other community road then be turn. It will be fine. But we don't hear you. The point finger. This say na Dande. Dande say na wetin una been dey do. So why now una one can talk against am? Na the salon this will get to. Na the salon this. And they say, we the SLPP, we go continue the good work. But the one we not correct, we go readjust. We go readjust. The one we not correct. Salon. Eh? Yes, the road na Kabbalah is correct. Kabbalah will get less motoka. You will see, I want to say every intersection gets road sign and safety. Eh? Hi. Okay. We don't lay on a table. Then we discuss. Remember, whose side this talk begin? Corruption na finance. And then they come 9 point finger boss. Like our two friend, let me hear you. Waiting na your submission for today. Welcome on board, friend. You get the platform.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Triple A, for giving me the platform. And thanks to all our listeners and viewers. And thanks to Usman, Kamara, and Radio Democracy for able to report for me from the Parliament. The budget issue, we don't go on so now. Now, an issue in a political responsibility, I suspect, say, all man they try to push away from himself. APC they avoid the political responsibility, say, oh, well, responsibility we do, but not responsibility for let this not be. The responsibility say then do this, then do and fine. But then the point say we'll not do them well. When then they say we'll not do them and they want to investigate, what they try to investigate regarding the money issue, how the money issue and finance and corporate business they work out between then the headman, the owner, the politics people them and we the citizen them, the social life will be able to tap and get from them. So they find out say the delivery is not the problem. So the economy now will not say we don't get big issue with a structural problem. Maybe if a main fundamental problem, then they since the government then they succeed one another one they come try this, but still that economy that might say for let things and go come out, they happen. So you don't kind of already ask himself. Then APC they ask who that get the best cards for play, and SLP back they ask who that get the best cards for play. But everybody don't play your own card, but yet still we say the economy they go, but we still get structural problems in many areas. Now the outcry that one the public the key. The public the cry say there are still not things being done after all the people that only succeed. The government now when they talk about things they are the policies and when they cry this cry, then they go say now because of they get low resource ends for the economy who they will forgo. The ends they for get income, for letting them get revenue, then low. But at some point you go come back, you see and tell people say, oh, well, we don't begin to develop. Or like this present government say, oh well, we GDP don't begin to rise up. Oh look, World Bank don't tell we this, but don't project. But things you project and things where they say an assumption. When you try to develop a creeping economy, we don't dilapidate, you try to pull, we don't be able to do well. You try to grow up. So all this problem now, you find out, say, the one who go there in power, some people find out saying they try for regain their footing now, try let we can get we stand. This now we stand, will they take a stand, who will they take this way for go? Now so the vehicle for go. These are the short routes, the direction this where they go. But sometimes people like they say as the onlooker, the civilians, the CSOs, even observers, donor agencies, we donor partners, all those kind of then go begin saying, are they actually taking it as a trend, or would they go gradually with policies them, where they try for bring, when a political, economical statistics, where they put for let things go work well, that they people then go say, well, the worker or the worker, it look like say the footing or the elbow on a way for go, on already worker. Like people that the worker like should demand them or the elbow, and the elbowing in walking sometimes when they make way forward in elbowing in any area, politics, decision, in terms of life, schooling, everywhere we put rules, we try for bring up, where you say no, do this. They go able to go before. Why need the elbow? It's gonna be a rough one because when you walk out with the elbow then on the side, nobody is gonna come near you because they are very hard, very painful. So all this kind of thing, and government therefore therefore look into the freedom of politics, the political freedom. Now, in get for day in that country, day, and what's this political freedom? The political freedom, it gets a big range. You look at the political freedom of wherein people they begin they come say they try for look this to actual thing. They look and say, well, all of the attempts, me own determination for let we will get that freedom. They know we don't agree. We will go into a war of words. They suppress any point you bring. When APC bring this point, and will suppress and say, no, we're not so. Then SLPP, then they will bring their point, APC will suppress them. They begin to get that point where we bring one time, when that ironic process theory in politics, which is very difficult to deal with when you get a lack of political freedom, wherein you will come, you voice, then take them to vote or count heads, they agree, they don't go look into this because now that freedom they get for day. Not the freedom wherein I get the freedom for talk, but the freedom not there for let it go pinpoint. Or then we'll say we'll not get capacity for let we able to stand, or we'll not get number for votes. So all their things and they begin they come strategies and they play freedom not good day. You go make decision them like elbow, you go the elbow them no more. The people then go the grapple and go they go complain here and here. So you get forget that freedom. Your freedom you range well. You get the freedom even for make a kind of economic things that would make the economic and where you look see me on fiscal policy I therefore release them at a point wherein and then they do reasoning with figures, they reason out. Any institution where they put, they make out with sense, they forward them in the way wherein the terms them, any time we put, the law will put, anything we put, it reflect the value of that money they will put, or that fiscal policy money, the government, your couple, where they give for let it go before. Because the freedom day, you get your decision where they make, somebody will come say, oh, well, I not do this because of them why now this type of people and this would nobody support you, or now this would they try to achieve for us, we would not achieve them within we own security as politicians before we will think of this. So you begin to see freedom not a day for say you duty you they do them for let you go down with delete them like you see they do them with real heart, they do them with sense, they do them with accuracy, with steps them where they make for let you go before. Then they come out to the economic freedom, because once you don't get that political freedom, economic freedom not good day. The freedom of the economy, you get forget freedom. You get forget freedom, no corruption. You don't go get like corruption and poverty go come from corruption. And then because of that, unending, you know the end, it's just like going on. So this is the economists they get freedom because when a political points they not get freedom, all man they draw. So the economy don't get freedom, what's they happen? That the civilian they said they get no freedom because they own freedom no go there for go get right for get water. You get for struggle. You get for struggle for lay getting food for come on that road there for car seller. You know get freedom for go get that hospital treatment. You know go get freedom for like you go pay for high school for them picking go. All those kind of freedoms no go there. They create a fear. You don't even get freedom again for even your rights for go get them. You see upheaval, the civil unrest, lawlessness, because the social freedom already in the social life because because of political responsibility people not take. They not go out with moral mission. No moral mission. Everybody just they get in your way for do. They bulldoze in your way for go. Because they know they get nothing what they go say, no, look, are they going to the brink? Are we going to the brink? Nobody look who's how would they go. Now just keep going and see can go, then we follow we go. Because they find out see the populace we they now vulnerable populace. Because if not a vulnerable populace, we be people and they are aware, people and they know, people and they check. There is information, how they call them, freedom of information and right for law and see and you know there because there is no political freedom. Then they talk say una get freedom of access to information. Una give the information. Una defend somebody who will did it. You know they get anybody who will say we get people who will be like the one they can't talk case for we when they say overseers them, then they come in a form where it will be a kind of then get that ministry, political public service. That political public service they know they did because we are not do that transparency, the freedom not there for so you see political freedom is not a day because it commodity now. The people are not going to know nothing what they happen. Una they try to argue, una don't see say that money they wanna then do, the maths what they do, the statistics, una bring una forensics, no forensic checks. The forensic checks, you know, they get a value because the freedom not they una they brings to them while not they even if it be because they don't want to be passed tomorrow when come on now people then will begin say we do a commission of inquiry all man will begin to complain back because they will go back and the same thing political freedom not go there because corruption don't eat the way when they bring the value for the fiscal money or couple government for give they know the whole for whole but it all comes to the way people then therefore look the value institutions they wouldn't they put, then know who side and they increase an institution in level for let it go work. If not the ACC then get that level how it go work, then instead of you working on work when in duty with real moral, it do them. The one then they say, oh, una so-called national procurement something. Let not wait no more because they don't go give an allegation on account say, oh, well, we don't save how many trillions, and if not a billion in color, something, that we don't save the government for the procurement. Well, it's difficult to show us. Therefore, show us now in detail. And also, people then will go find out, then go point saying like this, then we don't go buy, now you will stop, then don't go buy, now so then buy, we don't save this. If they don't go buy them, like this. So, all those kind of things. Why, in fact, you save them? Why the person not go buy and the prices for buy them? Or you try for show them a market, like I would say, then we don't put certain websites where they show certain price, and the people they follow. So we don't know. So it's always a vague information because they always find a route where that process where people they not go look a white beer, saying a white beer, instead imagine a young way for them it will just brand your way for surface for go. But this is what corruption can always bring evidence where you go find out say when you know they get a transparent and moral people them, you will find out say that failure, that reflection of the day for let go sit down, we think, say, oh, how will able to perform tomorrow? Or what I don't do today, you right? Or I go, I see people when they travel and they make like then there's I see the minister information they ask them. You don't go inside transport, you know how transport difficult. You say, oh yeah, I don't go pan transport. Na pan waiting, na pan keke. Keke na one of the most one day when they broke traffic and a fleet, so you know go no say you dey struggle for traffic because then they climb up even the railings or the railing part. So the difficulty with them to drive hotel and say you go inside people and put that, who said they go squeeze you, say shift before small, that person sit don't bear you. When I sit don't say, so all those kind of situations, the guy for bring in a different thing he bring for suppress that idea there. So these are the kind of things. They're not saying, you know, go public. You're going to say go now viral. I'm not saying we see this, make sense, but with the top people then be there for us, and they struggle, they struggle for TINAP. For like go inside transport and get for go inside window. In don't do no, in take keke. That's a different situation. So the guys for students in their own business and they mislead we small, gradually, the one they would do before, we don't know that they get for camp, but we keep praying for them every time. Let that bridge, that link cut off. Because of the link not cut off from the one day we don't proceed, and fear of them did it. Now the political arenas then. They know they say go do this, but because of what structure where you meet inside that politics say, when you come as a young person now, you will for cancer, you go press up for you go change, you find out say gradually, unconsciously you go, gradually that's where you go. Either because of you self don't see something where you be say you don't know how to change them, or you want to change it, you fear say you not get right. So you go think, say, let people try for the change constitution where you write for you party, all those kind of things, the right way they get to the party, and some of the powers, also the individuals and they get, they try structure them, and they come back to the law. Because now they begin that political problem, now in the kind it descend down, then waiting they ascend, now poverty they ascend. And when the poverty, they go for let and see, now the boundary that one then they put with people, no one for take responsibility. Then they try for play their own card, all my own card. They play card, but different colors with different games. They say, well, play this game. Then they begin to turn. So all these kind of things, you not get for work. Now, one will go get for work, for will lead me for go. Then for avoid for suppress themselves with ideas and what they know see there is truth, where then they talk, when they change the truth for let them go say something where people then get left confused with the figures that they call all the time. Even if you fools look at today when I watch that program, the only thing when I'm glad for when I talk about the money issue, today I see about people that wouldn't come for can't talk about the AIDS. The one that we don't fund the AIDS. I suspect just two things if you actually watch them. See, one, people then they try for can voice the message say now we don't help una. Now the money this we don't give una country. Now the money this we don't give una people then. Una get for this responsibility for them. Because the global fund we don't land sense how for keep the money now, they can't talk. What you see, begin talk now and they see somebody can. You say no, and obviously you go for talking and try round up. But luckily the man continue in message. Then I see them be back, the US ambassador or embassy. He can't be back. He talk about how much they don't help, social amounts. But the only good thing in the end I see it today for the young girls who get for help them for understand Dr. Brandy, then they can't begin to get the vaccine. Finally, who don't cry for take the HPV vaccine. That's the one they call cervical cancer. They go get into the young one there, certain age, so that they will able to cut down the deaths that people they get from cervical cancer. But I don't know no one how far they will implement. But you find out when as they want to talk about money, people then will push them. Then we can now for do as the health center from the government. So then the time for just tell me no more, sensitize. But they say they tell us we don't do that this money now. Waiting, una don't do it. The minister back today, he cries, say, una get for spend. And in the government, they say government get for try, let them put more money inside the health sector, let it go able for go before. So all these are the time for talks, more how individuals and they make political decisions. Then the young one then they come and they try to follow the big one in pattern. Let them try change laws and let them try focus so we'll get an economy. Let the outcry of the citizens no go be there all the time. Let them go begin to get joy of consciousness. Thank you very much. And I always pray, let God try give them wisdom and understanding, or else we are not helping ourselves. Thank you very much. Let God bless you all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, us friend. Well, I'll come with Doctor. Make we waiting na your submission for today. Welcome on board, Dr. Isatuka Kejalo. You get the platform.
So, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to many people wherever you find yourself today. We want to say many thanks to the source of this discovery or this important information we happen at the Parliament, 98.1, the reporter. We want to say thank you to them and team, and also to Usfriend and to you for laying out these facts where we know say they happen in our country. And me, I want to start this submission with some questions and we I get for we politicians and at the country. My first question is, waiting are the motives? Waiting are the motives of we politicians them for make salon go better or for make salon go grow? And the other question I get, waiting are the purpose for make them come into politics to start with? Then purpose was it to help salon to grow, or was it to just come there for the name say I don't go into politics or I don't come for make I will do something good? Waiting at them purpose, because in life anything you do you forget a purpose, a clear purpose where it be say that purpose there you dey set goals, you dey set things them as you intervene, then goals then they will come to reality. But it seems like when they set the goals them, we need to see things and come to reality. So I believe saying a question where I they hope then they listen, then will answer these questions as to waiting bring them into politics in Sierra Leone. Waiting are their motives them for we country, waiting their intent for gain where it can to the development of Sierra Leone. And the other thing then where I want for say, pausing whatever you do in life, you're afraid God. But it seems like these people they're not afraid God, and also if you care about your fellow human beings, them, as well as, your country to start with, if you care about that country, and that for bring you into politics with good intentions, them, where we don't talk about constantly. And then if you feel say, when you come into this administration or to a political party and you come meet, say, you term what you do, you left a project or another political party left a project for make the country go develop, in the right direction. You for actually embrace things like that, because now for the betterment of Sierra Leone, a project then they outline, for road infrastructure, for bridges and healthcare and, electricity, anything we go make the country go forward. I be the hope, and we all the hope, I'm sure we will love Salon. With the hope, see, any political party come not for say, you they erase development, plans them and try for just bring something where it be say, one, you waste the country in resource. Two, the progress of that particular development they not going to happen because you they constantly change how things can be done lay out. Even if let's say the project for the roads and the bridges them therefore take 1 to 2 decades, right? Meaning it go take two different, political party for come and finish them. But at least it go be nice for Lord they see this change happening. Lord they see progress, for denting as so they happen. But unfortunately, we know all the time, say this not to the case. People them don't choose, political party over Sierra Leone and not really understand the reason for coming into politics. Because if you understand why you come into politics, you purpose for bring change, for create policies them we go continue for bring development na the nation, so that the healthcare system will be strengthened, so that the educational system will be strengthened, so that we roads and bridges, you name it, anything where we talk about will be strengthened and we will see change they happen. But it seems like we are constantly taking back steps rather than forward steps. And this is not how a country or a nation will develop. The greediness, the greed, the selfishness, that's what is embedded in we politicians them, not the country. If you know, say you not get a genuine feeling and heart for Salon, I believe you don't need to be in politics. We need people them with brains and also God-fearing human beings, knowing that if you lay down tomorrow, you don't know if you did grab. Knowing that you have to do the right things. It is sad, it is disappointing, and we know this, and we're going to continue to talk about it, but with the hope and pray, say, then go look into the key things, then the things that were really paramount in the country. Now they get this blame game for say, well, we don't put all them plans there in place. Now this political party don't come, either they don't erase them or they not continue, say, we left off. And that's not one thing where both parties have problem with. I think waiting will really help. They go for understand, see, where election happen. This party and don't win. Lord work together. Lord do a bipartisan working relationship for the betterment of Sierra Leone. Lord not look at it, say, you know what? It's good for let them say now APC them don't come, they don't do this. Or it's good for say let them say now SLPP them don't come, they don't do this. It is not necessary. If the work is done and is done correctly, I think as Sierra Leoneans them, that's what we for celebrate. Not to waiting one party do or waiting the other party do. And it is they really need to sit down and ask themselves, are we doing the right thing? This is always the question for they ask themselves before they go to bed. Am I doing the right thing? Or when they step foot into parliament, am I doing the right thing by creating policies for change and for improvement in this country? Therefore, they ask themselves this on a daily basis. With that, then we'll be able to get that fear in them and that conscience for no say they are doing wrong things in Sierra Leone, and Salon does not need to be in this stage at this 60 years of being independent or taking, it is a constant battle again. And again, we're not going to stop talking. Our healthcare is horrible. It's deplorable. Children are being born with so much tumors, them we don't even know why these things are happening, what's going on in the environment. Are we seeing around all the different videos or images of children in that youth, or whether it's school age, whether it's infancy, whether it's adolescent, where they deal with all them tumors there. So they ask yourself, how is this happening in a country that's still struggling to provide primary health care? What in primary health care entails, if the government is aware, and I believe it mentioned in recent speech, if you know exactly what in a primary health care, I believe that for being done be the priority in part of in manifesto, in part of what it do within the first 2 to 3 years of in administration, whether not this government or not the next government or the one before this, that should have been their priority, and then we could have seen change happening in Sierra Leone. Unfortunately, that's not the case. What we see just greed. Me no more for do am, na me no more for get am, I know the share. I just want no more, let be me. Life is not all about that. What life is about sharing. It's about working together. It's about collaborating with people that have the expertise, knowing that this person good in this, that work with them. Because if I work with them, in your ideas them, plus me your ideas them, we will get greater, nation or better development in the country. Yes, we know say we get two main political parties in the country, but all the other one them where they come up, we ask them all for really work together with the political parties them for work together and try for develop Salon and try for see how we will bring change now we country, because we know say we believe say Salon for better, and we know say Salon will rise again. It's just something that every day you ask yourself, what is this? What's going on? Every day you would ask yourself with different topics that we discuss, that we talk about, or what we see out there. But again, we pray that the Almighty really intervene and revive Sierra Leone from this sorrow, this horror, this, act of, stagnation where we really the hope say go lift na the country. I hear you friend they say, and I really want to tell and thank you for highlight that. About the HPV vaccine. Yes, now some people have been on discussing one of the health talk. So basically that's now for prevent cervical cancer. But don't not forget, not only cervical cancer it prevent, it also prevent, throat, like meaning head and neck cancers them, so then they recommend this vaccine, when Gardasil, then they give to children from the age of 9, up to before up to 26, but then don't FDA don't approve and now for make we will give adults up to 45 years old. So if you're not person we get high risk, you don't have the high risk population, definitely take that vaccine, recommend them for you picking them, recommend them if you're not adult, family history of cervical cancer, sometimes these genital warts, are things that some people can experience. So taking this vaccine, definitely they prevent you against different types of the cervical cancers, them, where it be say, not to all, but like the main one there, it protect you. And vaccination in that particular light, where they prevent cancer, it's a good thing. So I hope say people they understand that. And we know say we get a new COVID-19 variant within the country, now the world right now. And we hope say people them understand say taking your vaccine is just one way to combat, one strain, but then viruses do live within us, and we just get for the pray and the hope say we do all the things we go continue for protect we and protect we loved ones them with friends them, and how we go really see COVID-19, we eradicate them out of the world. So with that I will let Fanaso, I hope say we all stay safe and look forward to a better Sierra Leone in the next few years. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
You're welcome.
Yeah. I beg. Wanna help me tell Solomon Jamil. This new variant ready now. South Africa the vex force. Say then they call on the South African variant. Yeah, we go vex. They say they're supposed to even applaud them because then do what's necessary and come out and announce and all those things. Nakovac done the one we say December don't come and all those things. They are the bigger. Are the bigger mo? Are the bigger? Because one in be don't come out from Nakovac say yes the new variant they now and all these things make we do it we supposed to do. That is true. But that one will take run go BBC will end up na red list. We Guinea, Liberia, they all end up the a big. Let's come with Tony. Make we hear you. Waiting in get for you today. Welcome on board, Tony to Jones. You get the platform.
Yeah, Abraham, thanks for bringing me. Kabo Kushe Fambule. You make her laugh. Yeah. Anybody we know Jamil on a big and there. I want me to choir in St. Anthony Church about
a big me bigger. Yeah.
So let not affect your enjoyment with the camp. They are the only place like home. I want to start with the debates now, Parliament, where Lima and others. Then there is issues on development and everything, and then this other one mentioned about government and continuity. Where that one day, if we say if every government where we don't get or subsequent governments them they follow that and stick by that, if we say we for them move past the level of developments them what they see, and we for them jump a lot of hurdles them. We've seen so many times when we change regime, every government go carry with strategies, for start or undo contracts and we other governments, middle administration, we don't sign and everything. There's nothing wrong in undoing some of those things, but it's nice for make we look at the fine print, look at the print and see who say relevant, usai go benefit the bigger picture, we go benefit the nation as a whole, rather than most times we go for start all over again. And let's say, for example, these are budgeted amounts of money they wouldn't not send at different ministries them. I mean, we government don't raise them money and they through taxpayers and everything. We expect say some of them projects and they for the whole out. Okay, work in progress. The government would go and left this project. You expect say another government will come for continue. Allocate budget, use the money in completing those projects way now work in progress. Many times we see they have to undo again. We start all over again the process. You understand? So make him feel say waiting this government for they do for we. When you come, you see just like what they do for the sheep. It was not sustainable. The APC administration left the ship. But basically, probably now because there was no alternative and the government will come, they want to continue for they give people the lights because APC made they go light during that election term day. But them go, then look at the ship, they make their own arrangements and everything. I mean, so the people that say, hey, we'll get a very cheaper, rates and everything. There's nothing wrong with that. Along the line, prices start going up, So with a big, you understand? When they debate on that things here, make them be sincere. Make them look at the bigger picture. Let them go down. Some of them guys are, a man they with me as I be personally. Lie, me classmates na ipam. Honorable lie. You understand? From Koinadugu district. A man they will have a good one. So therefore they actually not to just the debate per se. When they debate them things, make them do you understand? Make them follow. Let us see some of them things have been implemented. But APC come back now the same thing, just like when they raise concerns say during the APC administration, some of them committees and they be full of APC members, so there was no objection. So everything them just a pass it was a clean slate, and it's happening. You understand? But we have to go to that point wherein we therefore draw the line and say, no, let's look at the bigger picture. Let's look at the masses of the people. These are the people that when they dance for under rain and sun. They come on and do for go vote for now. They come on waking up morning 5 o'clock. Where some of them member of parliament not they even wake itself. They come out and go make their voice heard through the ballot box. You understand? So it's nice if they because if you say parliament, they get everything. You understand? Look at the way they debate on audits, whatever. Say okay. Certain things then they would not pick out the auditor general or so when they call the member of the mayor of return back for go discuss then things then we want to see that for the get go from the start. If this is the way they've been scrutinized with audit reports, call different ministries then we get pending documents and for submits. Some of these things then we see on completed projects, we they see money then they go down the drain, leakages where we're not able to account for. Some of those things can be avoided. Some of them projects our government they allocate money for don't complete. When some of them will not they come back again, this government will not take money for them project the way they expect say within 5 years, then project they for don't look like roads and Abraham. You see road now, they don't even say that way because money already there, the funds they expedite and donor. We every project with the is like politics. You go for the you go for delay the footman and say by the time 5 years you begin expedite. And God make the not vote you in, the next one will come back and they take as priority. Now that's what they see. So with the big government in and out, if certain things then they will not allocate budget for done, that inside by password should have helped a lot in this traffic what they see. You can say, okay, that inside bypass road, left for Okada, let Okada and they use Kisi road. Let that inside bypass road mainly be for private cars and commercial cars. All these fet what they see, Okada man and the fet, now they lay a street test, there was they should have been long gone. Therefore, don't fix their road that day. If only the parliament they do their work and make sure say they serve as the checks and balance for certain money that way government they allocate to their ministry. But all politics, boss. Because now within a power. Anything a clean slate, no objection, no somebody not they look up. We all see where honorable Tawa may they raise issues there. where they put in foot on certain things. They begin get all kind of name like party. They begin brand that differently. They begin tell all kind of things. So if you get like them power they did in kind in a parliament, we go put foot on them party, they say no. Some of them things are what they do, not the benefits the people, We go see a great change. You they see in the Western world the politics. We not they say themselves not the pandabaru or yuki or corruption, but the great activity they do, and they're so civilized because they look at the bigger picture. They look at the different areas where they represent. Say if they don't do something right, the people that get so much power that they don't go vote again. The people that you they see. You understand? If we the people that will vote in Salon, or the people that would able to apply some of those things, Salon will develop. Salon will really, really develop. We can move past the. Not for say we don't get brains there. No, the brains are there. Sometimes kids on it how they discuss, so they know. They have their ideas. But just because if they think for doing the way they think, they don't go get money in their pockets. So they use the other routes for making them able to embezzle money and put it in their pockets. If Parliament they do the work thoroughly, Abraham, money allocated to ministries, OMDs or whatever, they follow up. Auditors report where they serve as a checks and balance, serve as a like a whatever. They follow up their money, then they see that these projects get life, they get time frame for making them complete. If they say 5 years if for complete, at least within 4 years, they for see 80% of their project they don't complete. But here you go see even a project for 5 years, even for at the number 4th year, 50% of the job not even been done. And you will say, now World Bank funded projects or government's ready for putting their own rating and code. But government not even evaluating. Who has the responsibility? It's the Parliament. So we debate whenever they debate. It's not a talk shop. It's not a shop where everybody will just team up. They make brag or this. They go for court. You can say they court your car. No, it's about the people of Sierra Leone. It's about the development of the country. You understand? Because politics, now we put politics aside. If we really want to develop Salon, we got to put politics aside. We got to be sincere and we got to think progressive and see what we people they need and put preference panel and put premium panel things in it. Like, oh, Kyle, they talk about roads. We need road. No way, no, we're not going to develop Salon without road. Even when they talk about agriculture. You understand? I like the way most times today, government don't start, they listen to this stuff information. Government already done this, that. But they fair information about road. Say, if people that they farm, if we get more roads, it open the farming opportunities because people are not afraid for farm. Kaikondo chiefdom na kono because Kaikondo get very good land. They get very good rich soil. You understand? Kono is not only diamonds. I can always say this now. If you check the 14 district na Kono, man, they get certain chiefdom na Kono. They don't even get diamonds. They have good soil to farm. You understand? So whole network not to team for play politics part. Every government come in and out. We need infrastructure, and infrastructure very very key. We need to invest in human capital, but both things that need to go simultaneously. Because people have to have access to hospital. Even if you get a very good healthcare system, if the road for access to hospital and they then PHU, then they no good. By the time the person they reach, the gallop number alone go don't make it don't go to premature labor. Or probably some things it's serious to happen. So we they make even the roads there, just the way you mentioned what I look for going to the council, look the road so bad. I see what's going to gallop so for each day. So we have to look at all the areas that they. You know, the government, no, we don't the care for beginning the blame for pick on the pitfalls, the normal or this and that. We they applaud the successes. Areas the way they do gains, whether they score good, we they applaud them. But the Minister of Education, tertiary, Dr. Senge, they do very well. Me, I want to post why the commenter. Where I can say if some of them ministers they replicate what in that man they do, go on the ground, see, get a first-hand information, you're able to make an informed decision when you can't sit on a desk. Because you know they make a decision based on assumption. They make a decision based on what you see. This is not about perception. This is about the reality what you see on the ground. Now that we debate. Parliament gets a hope for debate on whatever they debate, but make enough stop it. Make some of this oversight committee, just like how some of them they move. now some of the areas that that for be the mandate. The oversight committee overseeing water now that country they where lie Mara, the honorable lie Mara, the head. They need to get job for do. Different oversight say where they get in parliament, not for just make them go, they give them brown envelope. But these are people that where they go for see say if money has been allocated for certain projects, we they can follow up for see why this work not completed. If money don't go for light, why we still they suffer for light? If pipe or water government they spend money partner almost the decades now they spend money. Say today water not do na free. So we want for no waiting at the root cause. Address. It's not politics. It's just serving as checks and balance. Why we not be able to accomplish some of them gains with 10 million population? Assuming population go 50 million. What thing will happen just now? You know, so I'm not taking still the show because so much has been said by doctor and Usfren and everything. But make them look at the bigger picture. We need infrastructures. Governments na continuity. If governments come and whatever I don't do your implementation, you look at certain things, the contract the way they don't make, look at the fine prints. The gains the way they did and work on that. The one the way you know say na challenging areas, yes. You can whatever. You know, I mean, that's not my own take. I just know how still because so many instances that where you go continue for talk. Look, you know.
All right, thank you very much, Tony.
You're welcome, well.
Yeah. Yes, caller, I did live on air. Your name and also call from, please.
Hey, well, I'm one great today. Thank you very much. Me and it until the day I go down my grave because I love the nation too much. This now rubbish. The people are deeper. Then why are they not ready? I don't say this time without numbers. All to them party are not serious. They don't for do anything. Then why are not copycat? Today I listen. Yeah, Tunis they tell people and say let them not participate. Pantensos. Then people are not serious. Now the same people. Anything at the time I say them people are not take Sierra Leone make nothing. In fact, this Sunday program I not be even listen. That today I will catch up with them. Where the women be the talk trauma. Exactly what Jack is in here. With constitution. Until that thing they scatter them, they invite every Sierra Leonean for bring arms on deck. Let we all gather here. Then people are not serious. We'll not gonna forget water. Okay? And nobody not tell me say why SLPP not giving water. They're supposed to give water. So the other will be done today for 12 years, for 11 years. We'll come on it. Look, you just don't talk the word. You gonna free tongue. No corner, no then a free tongue where you go. Where you need to see them spaghetti. Excuse me for language. Then feel like a 1 month old tololi. If you got spaghetti. Nagota. Can you believe Nagota? If them then let me tell you, even safety pin. This is how APC government be useless. Safety pin they boss them pipeline day. You don't want kind of any country, civilized country or world in a come here, I don't travel a lot. Where you see water pipe, drink the water pipe exposed on the street. What's that you see? Go to Sierra Leone, now the gutter, then the APC be passing. You take safety pin. So if rain come or any sharp object, bust that water, they don't say that gutter there. We know they drink that water, they not gutter water they drink. Na cacao water, na peach water they drink. Look what it is they expose. I mean, with all the know-how, all the people that will get, nobody not be no say hello, something not ring up for whole country. We see pipe them. And then they go put. The people are not serious. But yet say, oh, well, we'll not get light, but it be better. How? Now the thing is where American man keep talk say I don't settle for less. Sierra Leoneans them. Why would they settle for less? Don't tell me say because APC been go bring ship, they can't put and it be better. No, it's not better. We want sustainable light. We always they settle for mediocrity. Except we like mediocrity business. Why we for brag for some 200 sustainable? People are not serious. Let me tell you, SLPP go finish the remaining 2 years or remaining 8 years, whatever. Now the same thing, APC go come back. After say, let God give you long life, everybody. Then two people are going to do nothing for this country. That constitution, they're not going for.
Yes, caller on the UK line. Your name and who call from, please?
This is Lawrence Fox. I call London, from London.
Yeah, 3 minutes, sir.
Yes, sir. So let me take, like, basically, I hate when they blame APC. APC is gone. We don't vote APC out. Because that kind of gimmicks and they tell me that gibberish and they piss me off when they continue to tell us about like APC. APC is gone. Now 4 years and they go so they cannot deliver a Sierra Leone. They promise us APC is corrupt. They are worse than APC in terms of corruption. Yeah. Like SLPP as a non-saka. That means it's a field day for them for being over corrupt. They cannot give us electricity. They cannot give us water supply. They cannot give us good network. They cannot finish project. They piss me off. Let them for they talk about APC. APC is gone. You are in governance. 4 years now they call APC back because this caller will be the talk about. They can't talk about. They talk about SLPP. They talk about APC. And then the next bet now, like this one they call a deputy speaker is disgraceful. For a deputy speaker, they call even a kind of parliament without looking at the gap theory because you have to look at the gap theory. So what you call them now? For can't ask them questions on corruption, not for can't tell them can't submit documents. Then the next bet or one bet is like if you look at them again, the deputy speaker they tell man when they talk about the budget, see waiting. Then they take the money like Fatima Bio, they take the money at one time. That's like SLPP don't tell me that. The next bet so I make them quick. The next bet or one bet. Like if you look at the whole Salon government structure, yeah, they're not accountable to our people. The parliamentarians and they go discuss about budgets when you get a lot of lapses, then they talk about census, where the people them, they want to count people for me the rogue election back for win. They look at a lot of stuff where they go on way wrong. Why do they go talk about budget way? The Minister of Finance they overspend, which in Parliament they know for tell and for spend. There is a lot of corruption when they go in the country, then they go talk about budget. The opposition is supporting this SLPP government. So that make we they feel as a country. Because if Parliament cannot stop this SLPP government, then we're not in a democratic society, like a one-party state. Opposition, not so only APC, we talk about C4C, we talk about, so now, when they talk about the SLPP, APC, no, C4C also involved. KKY also involved in this mess. Yeah, and look and say it's a whole political mess in the whole country as a whole. I mean, you don't take that deal.
Thank you very much.
I don't know if you ask questions, sir. Yeah. I don't know if you argue with that person.
Yeah. Yes, caller, ID live on air. Your name and who you call from, please.
Typically, I go wish that issue there where they discuss so they reach the authorities here. They are very, very, very important. I'll pay that to the authorities then and look over this issue there and ratify some of the pitfalls where they get. Inside Parliament, we know it's dominated by young people. Me, I don't know if they do things with sincerity. If really they do things with sincerity, prosperity go judge them at the end. Then I take say they get a long way for go. Like the old people, let me say the speaker, let me say down there, you not get night again for Think Bottle because say it don't serve many times in governance, it don't make it life done. So I'm not sure they get that empathy for the young generations when they come up. But if you're a young guy, you then inside Parliament, you go for go represent the people then. Take say you get a long way for go. If you look at the roads and where they happen, and that make last time we talk say it is very good for let the government get a political agenda where go be for all government. This national cohesion now a very good idea if all they do not politicize them. A national cohesion where they're under the Ministry of Political Affairs. The need for you to come out to stakeholders then will mean well for that country day. Call all political parties and sit down and come out with a national agenda Government in, government out will make sure say you follow this agenda. Like Dr. Aisha talk, if it costs you a decade for let we finish this first priority hold up put, any government will come if for follow up. For example, they say like electricity. Any government can if for make sure say which other government stop, you can continue. If salon too small for let we get electricity in the entire country. Salon too small for let the roads are all good in the entire country. But when the government knock out your agenda, as it starts for work, and let me tell you, one time, two time, not enough for any government for achieving goal, and not enough. But if we get that that national agenda there, that national plan for saying and so we the goal, let me tell you, we they develop at a rapid state. If the same electricity they handle, not other functionaries and they go on, they go on simultaneously, but priorities them will financing and these they come together and make things that go very well. Therefore, always follow them. But let me tell you, and the government can out your agenda, it no go reserve in 50 time or 50% of the entire time. It no go able. That government no go able. Salon no able get money. But the tax no depend by not to everybody they pay tax na salon. Not to everybody. So that money they, is very small. All the donor that we depend by. So we forget a national agenda. Let me tell you, the roads issue na salon, like where that politicians say na a political road. Well, okay, down there you go say yes, if I, but if una self come, una self develop other side when us we know say all na Sierra Leone. If una self can say well, who said they develop here, una develop there. What we know say na Sierra Leone. But for the drawing back, it not really tell well. It not really tell well. We country we don't really suffer for long. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, MOB. Yes, caller, you live on here. You name and say call from, please.
Yes, good evening, AAA. This is Nabendo from Kansas City.
3 minutes, ma.
Yes, sir. If we discuss the budget in Parliament, and the APC they say corruption day, the SLPP they say, well, this way I will be done the drum, and this way I will take the drum. My question here is, the way we will have been done the drum, is correct? If it's not correct, so what's in this change? What's in this change? I just don't see them. I mean, we act broke every day. So say the politicians in our salon, whether not APC, whether not SLPP, we feel they will forget for some of APC, SLPP. Then two people they are not there, then two parties they are not going to respect for the people then at all. And if not then they suffer. Inside this change of heart to come for them begin to think the way guys will benefit we as the people of Sierra Leone. If the talk about Auditor General report, we see how we don't deal with Auditor General report don't come away correct. We see here. Let somebody remind me. We see how we don't deal with the non-full Auditor General report where everything where the Auditor General they ask for is dated. So this kind of corruption from the get-go, day-to-day, they go on. So what side this change they come out? The oversight committee where they say they get, what thing they do? For goodness sake. I mean, we know that I ask this question, AAA, if you watch the thread, I ask this question every day. Where are we going? What's in the improvements? How we go better? I mean, no, they answer that question there. We said, how we go improve? We said, how the country will go before? Well, for as far as me concerned, I mean, they can say they can dress all the nice dress them, but the backdrop all the seed was salon, good. They take it go inside. I mean, you take that. Let God help me.
Thank you very much, Bendo. Thank you. Yes, caller, you did live on here. You name and say call from, please.
Yeah, I'm Kevi had a call from Australia.
3 minutes, sir.
Yeah. Some of the issues are also very, very, very delicate, very, very you need so much time for discussion of the issue, especially with the callers. Right. Take into consideration these are governance issues. And I don't know what is we can imagine. We know, yes, there are some lapses on the government in your side, but we can sit down with imagine within 4 years for make certain things. The things the way they outline is so much. The one and then a politician strategy, a politician strategy for tell you say within 4 years, within 10 years, or within 5 years, I will do this. But when you watch them, basically it has to get some steps when they go through, right? And then we think about the resources. Sierra Leone, we reach natural in the resources, natural resources, but we don't have the finance. We don't have the finance. The finance is not there, so we have to generate the money to do most of them things that are so. Also, if you say we can do it, they get for plan as governors, not from donor, not from donor. We when the late Pakaba come na power, they talk say you see the old thing, they say this is difficult for make at least development come na Sierra Leone faster. Let we all go back and let we go do something. Sierra Leoneans, we know they make ourselves available for do technical work safe. Which we go the 1 or 2 10, and then corruption, they too much in the country. Too much. When we do overseas now, so the police, they help the government with money because when they find you, they talk to police. If you not get no negotiations, we go say, I beg you. No. When they find you $5,000, that money they go to government cover. And government they will do what thing they want for do. When you go, certain thing the way you feel the government for generate, we don't know what to do. Who say you say police they find and pay? No. Do I when a license say be pass to pass bribe. I then at that country I take my license. Somebody they use my license. They go take me license. If they use my license, I will prosecute the thing and just stop the thing between we. If now yes on a big crime and a big fine and go fine you. After we don't want jail. So some of that thing in the way now, thing in the way you feel say the government they make money for the government develop the country. You know they happen. Because you cry to don't know. And we try to do all the things and they so much. We can get for 40 years, low, we not go to do all do us. That they can't it's imagination that we Sierra Leoneans forget. Then we pray for we country. Let more blessings come. But we can see politics don't shape we all. You don't shape we all. Even if APC come, that same strain they go the strain. Because money no day. Now that Sierra Leoneans we for the think. Now that we for the think. Let we make yourself available. We were there. We don't get small thing. We also go invest. Let we go invest. So we will get the money we can out of the country. We will just sit down overseas no more with the condemn, with the this, that's nice. Nice. Both APC and SLPP, they get bad politicians, but they get good leaders them also. They get good leaders. But how we feel say we country for team up for make that kind of way? The resources not there, the money not there because the resources there, the natural resources there. Who that then they go for go to the natural resources then they you get forget bargain. And then bargain then they now win-win situation again for B. I will say this now my own take my own contribution towards
Thank you
this discussion today.
Caller. Thank you.
Yeah.
Let's call ID 11 here. Your name and inside the call from please.
To be me?
Yes, sir. 3 minutes.
All right, thank you very much, brother. May God bless we all. We say thank you the previous panelists there and the speaker they don't give them contribution. This way, way I can see in parliamentarians and the debates of the work important for the country and the law. Sometimes me ask the boil, me belay the boil me have the bleed. Then people there we send them to parliament for go represent with and they swear at the Bible and the Quran. Then they can say a joke. Something important for the country, for the masses. When they debate, when they make fun, when they laugh. Oh my God. But the reason being, they're not affected because they get free cars when they put them to car. They get allowance when they give them. Their salary, they have no more in the bomb. The allowance when they give them, the party when they travel. Now they use to their family member or their girlfriend. Because if they don't say that the Bible and the Quran, now you make most of the politicians okay and fine. Because then they can say a joke where they put the young pants up the Bible and the Quran don't swear. They say the people. Then you change your mind. There are two people there. Because the party name. Now the individual. APC, SLPP, not the problem. Now the politician they will inside the party, now they get the problem. Because even if they change the name APC SLPP, they count other party name. Now the same people are fighting for do the corrupt thing back. And when they can say not to 5 years, then we will develop country, not to 10 years, then we will develop country. Now take example to the late Magufuli in Tanzania. How many years will it take for change and transform Tanzania? Oh, they admire where the man died. Even if people around the world went into the country, they feel remorse. Then they grieve for that mandate. Why politicians when they outside governance, they know the issue, they know the problems of Sierra Leone. But when they come inside, they begin to play with people. But the question on what everybody they say, sometimes when they get power because people and they vote on party line and tribal line and regional line, that's why they can vote. Recently, they see people and they complain about abortion and not get light. But the Minister of Energy, they say 24 hours light. It didn't know. But people are still in the dance for their party. If you don't want people to be conscious and they vote like how they vote now, even if it's in a party set, but you know you perform, you just say, next time they vote for you. Look at Nigeria, they want them debate. Then reject the 2022 budget because they get question on that budget day. But inside the parliament, now social blame game. Every when they cry, say, SLP, they don't add all the chairman position, then I then committee, they don't have important committee there. Now you make for set bad president, you know, good. Now they cry, what goes around comes around. So thank you very much. May God continue for bless we. I hope say then we will change for work for the country. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ibrahim.
No, you're welcome.
Yeah. Yes, call ID live on air. Your name and who call from, please.
Yes, this is a perspective scope. I call from US.
3 minutes.
From Maryland.
All right, 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Okay. Basically, I mean, I know say the line not close. I think there's much we can talk about the budget. In terms of like the what's going on at the country in terms of the reality, because one of the things today, like the MGC leader point out and few other people point out, I think that the honesty and reality, because if you look at the budget, like the current budget they make, you'll find out say there's the projection, too much expectation we then do on the budget, like the budget not realistic to basically waiting at the thing. And so my advice is I think the government need to cut down on the expenditure, like things they want to do, because you find out say the wage bill don't go up. It don't go up tremendously. Like then they don't swell the then of course we depend too much, like other callers then say, too much on debt. So the debts also you will see say the debts don't triple based on what you have been there and what they don't bring, what they don't come now. So these are some of the things then. So like I said, the budget's not realistic based on the situation. Of course, we know there is pandemic and other things then, but definitely the government need for change. They need for go back to the drawing board and change some of the policies then. The policies are not realistic. So they're not able to achieve, because then I think there is a gap. There is definitely a gap of honesty between the reality of what in plan and what in they try to achieve. So you will find out, say, most of the budget now just a talking shop, because every time they come back based on the previous budget and what they do now, they match to waiting, and definitely they don't do in previous and budget them. So I definitely not see the budget, of course, no measure up. So that will be my own contribution. I know I will be lying for too long.
Thank you very much, perspective. Thank you, sir. You get 3 minutes, sir.
Thank you so much, Triple. I think you'll be asked the question where you they make some of the analysis. You say, whose leader will come and talk to we about change? We will for listen to. Because the reason why would they kick one party out and bring the other one, for let you can make a difference. They find for they say, yeah, when I've been doing this, we not a good thing. If we don't want for the area, we not been do this, we not a bad thing. It's frustrating, very frustrating to with people, and they make people and look like say we all stupid for even putting a day. They see the house they leak, and you can't tell we say you they can't partner for we car with you, and now the leak, the increase. Who they tell you now? The other people away there will be pulled. Now wait, and they tell you say, hey, the house the leak pass we self will be there. Then you say, yeah, now the same thing when I've been doing. When I not do nothing, the house continue for leak. So now the people away then they inside the house. Now then go continue for get soaked. Now that they happen right now in Sierra Leone. It's so painful. We one thing. One guy per conference, he asked the question. He said, would I go talk, say, 5-year-old smart pass winner? All man said, no, we all smart pass the 5-year-old. Then they are so lively. Anybody we see all, if we say the sense and the idea experience, all package inside that age. To some extent, yes, but in every place, if we know we not get a voice, we person or group for listening to, it become really, really difficult for existing at that place. Now that fear they are the sea in Sierra Leone. American I know they try for compare, but now something they try for come up with. All the political parties and then get all people or all politicians, not to age, but all politicians, way then they listen to. So if something what happens, if not them party, they pull voice, or the president's way they in power, it they still listen to them, So for instance, the Republicans still get people way now old politicians in not to age in politics, where they still keep called the party and then they get idea from them and listen to them. We don't get that. Because the old politicians, way they not them party, where they look as corrupt people and bad people, and so it they also become like the problem now in the country, because with the RDC say way something what happen, I've been think of who's old people from all the tribes that way then go call each other and meet up and say, we need for talk to with people Lord, we make sure this country not fall apart. We don't have it, and so we look up to the president. It is well. So this now difficult place we don't find we country. When they talk about the resources not enough, yes, not so lively. Even at your house, you they make choices. What's important right now. I want the highest speed of phone or Apple iPad. But I they look at my budget, this not to iPad business. I they look at the first thing. If you say I don't go want the best looking and nice motor car right now, I go want that. But I they look at my budget and put the priority in place. The government for do the same thing. I they look at the country, just like a state. The country is small, and look at the ministries that we'll get. Under their ministries, and they will continue for open everything continuously. And when the last time I say, I wish wait and they tell we who side the money they come out and go tell we how they spend it. And you go find out say salary and now they take everything. So how then go make something? Let them make choice on waiting that the need way is so important. They've been mentioned say, the good thing way they've been doing a political favor. You do the same favor. That was my expectation. They've been doing the complaint so much about McKinney is this, McKinney is that. Why is Bo and Kenema and don't, it's not this. Why? Thank you so much, Tripway. God bless you.
Thank you very much, Ezekiel.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Ezekiel, our last caller for today, and we can leave here. The Parliament, we hope say right now then they discuss the budget. Would I get for go answer what you make you need this, what you make you not need that. And I see the internal affairs. I think then commission a new go post them tomorrow. A new fire. Is it fire engine center or something? May I pass param? But we go try for post them tomorrow. Make we see. And for possible for see salon no get money. I laugh. The money we commission of inquiry say loss. Not all that country give them go pull am. Na inside salon. Salon no get money? No. Salon get money. But now the way we dey handle the small one way we get. I no get nothing and I get small. Now two different things. Then he tell we say cut your coat according to your size. Cut your coat according to your size. You don't want to hear you say they no pay minister, eh? You don't want to hear you say they no pay parliamentarian, eh? You don't want to hear you say the one the way then are the powers that be they no pay, eh? Eh? Hey, yeah. Salon no get money where it come to infrastructure. Salon no get money where it come to this. Salon no get money where it come to then. But my dear, where it come to where they say, oh, small money don't come. Wait till them go. Not to Mutuka. Then go buy. Say for first Corona with bike ne. Almost $1,000,000 where Commission of Inquiry say loss. Salon no get money. Who they go to us? The one who they go to us self. Who they mismanage her. But that one follow say, oh, na money no there. Money no there na salon. Salon, money no there. Hey. Hey. And because we don't know how to handle the small one we get. That's not the problem. But money dey. Dey. I go talk am back na ya. Wait till the election thing come. Corona the dry again. It is so better one. Now that thing dey, then for able for make they know who side them political party they pull money for spend pan campaign. We supposed for know who side them they pull money for spend pan campaign. What's the campaign open just now? Let's see where money they flow. Everywhere. Et all man keep you for campaign. Because waiting do? Politics not cheap. Elections not cheap. Campaign not cheap. But we come for infrastructure. Eh? Most of the one they sit on the government, what they carry out with it? Na cash then they buy motoka with. Or UK you motoka go, na cash na then they pay you. To check then they write for you. No, then get the dollar. Money no dey salon. Salon. Yeah, well, then they pick who side the money there and who side the money no dey. Na him make. I agree. You just need for be wise. Eh? Go there back tomorrow. Till we meet again. Till police say, Tata.